So what I've got here is the trunk lock. Customer brought me a trunk lock. Hey, by the way, this is Will. Will's Lock and Key here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Customer brought me a trunk lock off of a Ford. It's a 2008 Ford Fusion vehicle purchased with no keys, auction car. Something that we often do as locksmiths. We'll often call up and get a key code, and or when I say call up, I mean maybe submit your order form, get your key code, and cut the key for the car, and boom, 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 you're off. Doing whatever else you got to do. You've done your job, making a key for the car. Well, what happens when there is no, or when the code is bad for the car? Maybe it was changed. You don't really know, but all you have in your hand is what a customer could bring you, or maybe even what the only lock on the car outside that was worth anything. So you got the trunk lock, and locksmiths, we hate doing Ford trunk locks. We do not like using a Ford trunk lock to make the key for the car. It is extremely difficult to take out. This is the trunk lock right here. Okay, now if you notice, I've already taken off the face cap and the front of the lock here. The little cover here that goes on there. Here's the face cap right here. The shutter, taking that off already, and the little spring that goes behind that. I went ahead and took the tailpiece off, because I know good and well the only way I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to pick this lock. Okay, a lot of guys, girls, when I say guys, I'm also referring to the girls. We're kind of leaving the picking behind here in this modern day and age. But people, I'm going to tell you something, man. You got to stay with it, because I'll be honest with you, this code that I got for this car, for this Ford Fusion, okay, which is what's on file for it with the manufacturer, 0624 X-ray, it is absolutely wrong. I went ahead and I was happier than hogging mud. Hey, I cut the key. Oh man, stuck it in the lock, before I took it apart here. And I was, oh God, what do you kind of say, oh my God, no. So, hey, the whole thing with this lock, even though this key is cut by the code and it's wrong, you can still do the Ford trunk lock. You just got to pick it. And you can pick it either way. You can pick it to the right, or you can pick it to the left. But you can only take it out of the car. And hear me now, you can only take this plug out of this cylinder by picking it to the left, counterclockwise. So you're gonna use your favorite pick, and whatever your favorite device you use to help you to turn the lock. Give you that feather touch, and you're gonna pick it, okay? Because that's what happened. What I used was some of those picks that a lot of people may not use anymore. They're in this automotive locksmith pick kit, but I used this J4. At least that's what I'm gonna use, I should say. I'm gonna use it to pick this lock on this car. And I took the tailpiece off, okay, because I'm gonna use a screwdriver in there, just a flat tip screwdriver. That gives me better control in holding the lock and turning it at the same time. You can stick it in a vise if you're at your shop, and have better secure the lock cylinder that you got to work on. But I'm going to use this here wiggler here, and to turn this lock to the left. Now, if you notice, I set another couple items up here. I set my wiggler up here that I'm going to use, and I set a little small screwdriver flat tip that I'll use to turn it. It doesn't have to be this small. it can be, you know, a little bit larger. But I didn't tell you how I took the face cap off of here. I use my gator, you know. We use these now because years ago we used to stock all kinds of face caps. Now, shoots, man, you take the face cap off and you can put it back on with a gator. What keeps this lock from jumping out and going back in like this here is the face cap, okay? And so that's what she's gonna want to do first, but you just put your little feather touch on there and you put your wiggler in there, and you know, and you're gonna turn it just like that, okay? So we picked it to the left, okay, counterclockwise. So now we're gonna turn it, and see I got my screwdriver pressure up underneath it, okay? Now I'm gonna keep turning it, and as I rotate it, it'll see that right there? You get to a point where it'll actually come out. Now if we had a key for the thing, we could have took it out and recoded it or whatever we wanted to do. But we don't have that, so we're gonna make that. Here's the keyway right here that you gotta, that you're sliding along, or that makes this lock pop out and pop in or whatever, but not all the way out. So you can pick it to the right. See that groove right there? You can pick it to the right, you know, but it doesn't matter if you pick it to the right. You gotta turn it counterclockwise and over to this groove here, so you can take the lock or pull the plug out. And then after that, it's making a key. The only thing you got to remember for the Ford trunk lock is you got the trunk lock still only has 6 tumblers, but the 6 tumblers that it has are the first 6 tumblers on the keyway, meaning the door has, you know, say cuts 8, you know, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, and 2 and 1 are in ignition. Well, this one starts from where you would normally have to progression. So you got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tumblers here. The first 6 from the tip of the key is in the trunk. So you figure those, you know, you look at the tumblers or however you want to do it there. As you can see here, this key we cut by the code we got, look at that, man. That will not turn in nobody's lock. Well, I don't know about anybody's lock. That's ridiculous, you know. But anyway, it's not the you know, anybody's fault. It's just things that we run into. Now you make your key. Okay, so I decoded the lock cylinder, and from the tip, which is where the cuts start at in the trunk lock, I got 3, 5, 3, 4, 3, 2, heading towards the shoulder, or heading towards the head of the key. What I didn't get is the first 2, which I would find in a door lock, but I don't have a door lock. So I just used some software to, you know, figure out what these last 2 cuts are, and it could have been 1 out of 4, but in this case I think I'm lucky because there's only 1 key code that has this combination minus the 2 cuts up here, and that key code is 1054 X-rays. I'll write that down here, 1054 X-ray. And so cutting that key means that we should be able to operate this lock, and that should operate the rest of the car. Unfortunately, since I don't have the car with me, I'm gonna have to serve up both of these keys, because who knows, they could have just changed the trunk lock and left ignition alone. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. Okay, here we go. Notice, I don't know, I have a habit, I always keep my hands or my fingers around the tumblers. And that's because they're spring loaded, man. You don't want them things flying out and you don't know where they go. In this case we do, but normally you don't. Anyway, here's the key I cut. Okay. And you can really see a difference in this key and the other one that was cut, the 0624 X-ray. Let's put it in, see what happens. Oh my God, look at that. Now, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna stick it in this lock here and show you how this keyway here actually lines up with a key that's down inside of this lock. There it is right there. You see my pinky down on the very end pointing to it. But that's the one we got to line up with. And so here we stick this in, lined up there, and we're going to wind up having to turn it to the right, there we go, to actually seat it. Okay, so we turn it to the right. See, it's in. Now it's in. Okay, now that would be customer unlocking the car, and then take their key out. And again, this thing, it's not going to come out. Okay, so anyway, we got a key, and I think we got a key for the car. Whatever they did, hopefully they changed, you know, whatever the other locks are on the car. I'm gonna put this back together. It's been a pleasure, people. Anyway, you can do the Ford trunk lock, and that's how it's done. Pick it counterclockwise and pull it out. Okay? All right. Have a great one. Thanks for watching.